Hi, it's Laura here. I want to talk to you today about Aparigraha, which is our theme for this week. If you've been joining me over the last couple of weeks, we've been working with the attitude peace and how to cultivate peace, inner peace. And this week we're working with the third letter, A. In this instance, it stands for Aparigraha, which is the fifth yama. Set out by Patanjali in his eight limb path of yoga. And yamas are about commonly translated as restraint. And parigraha is to possess or to cling, to attach. And the opposite, aparigraha, is the attitude that we're looking to cultivate here in the fifth yama. And non-possessiveness is an attitude we're encouraged to inquire and to practice, not only on our yoga mat, but off our mat, in our days, in our actions, in our exchanges, in our moments, in our conversations. And I wanted to talk to you in a little bit more detail about that today, and how we can really begin to usher in that notion of non-attachment and how that relates to finding inner peace. There are many causes of suffering in our world, in our life, but one of the most commonly understood causes of suffering is attachment. When we attach onto something or in the hope that that one thing is going to make us happy, we will inevitably experience suffering. And this can be said in our attachment to experiences, objects, things, material possessions, people, relationships, jobs, money, but also attachment to mental concepts, attachment to ideas and beliefs. And it is said that when we attach to these things without proper understanding, we will inevitably experience suffering, because nothing stays the same, does it? Nothing ever stays permanent. Nothing is permanent in life. And therefore, these things will always change and evolve, as we do. And therefore, we can't place our happiness in these things. And that's really what Aparigraha is. Aparigraha is inviting us to practice, and how we can use the teachings of Aparigraha to cultivate a feeling of inner peace. How we can be peaceful in our lives by not placing our reward, our happiness, in external items, or even internal beliefs, internal concepts, internal ideas. Everything changes, right? I came across a beautiful description of this by Alan Watts in his book, Become What You Are. And he talks about a piece of music that can be so beautiful to listen to. Think of a beautiful piece of music, and we become attached to that or obsessed by it, that we want to grasp onto that music. We grasp onto one of the notes. And the minute we do that, the minute we grasp onto or cling onto one particular sound, the melody crumbles, the melody completely falls away, because the minute we hold that, the melody is gone. And so it really is about us moving with this sense of non-clinging, non-grasping, non-clutching. And it also invites us to move toward this notion that life is moving through us, rather than becoming obsessed or attached to our life. This is my life. This is my, me. Yeah, my life. I can do what I want, and sometimes that can lead to notions of victimhood. It's everybody else's fault other than mine. So rather than that, rather than looking at it as it's something for us to keep, for us to hold on to and cling, we don't want it to change. We don't want to get old. We don't want our bodies to change. We don't want our looks to change. Rather than that, perhaps we can look at our life as something that is moving through us. Yeah, something that we are moving through, either moving through us or that we're moving through it, rather than it be something that is ours or something that we need to cling on to. So I invite you to take moments, if you can, today and this week, to think about how you can invite this notion into your days, into your practices, this notion, this attitude of non-possessiveness, non-attachment, and noticing, where am I clinging onto? What things am I afraid of letting go of? And we're also going to look at in the following week about change and how change can be a really difficult thing for us to move through. And I speak from my own experience. I'm not very good with change, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at accepting that it's an inevitable part of our life. But perhaps in these coming days, your practices could be centered around, what things are we clinging onto? What things are we grasping onto? And if we can loosen our grip a little bit on these things, be it people, places, ideas, belief systems, memories, whatever those attachments might be for you in your life right now, is there an opportunity for you to look at that and say, okay, how can I loosen my grip? And it doesn't mean that we have to completely let go of what we like in our life. It doesn't mean we have to let go of items or things that we enjoy. We can still enjoy these pleasures in our life, but recognize, okay, I have an attachment to that. How would it be if I were to remove that thing, place, whatever, out of my life? How would I feel? And then there is the practice. Therein lies the practice. To ponder on, to meditate on, to journal on, and do always, I invite you to do these practices with love and compassion. It isn't about blaming. It isn't about casting blame. Like, oh man, I'm attached to 1,200 things. It's not about that and giving yourself a hard time for that. We are human, and it is natural, and it is completely normal. But in order to find a sense of inner peace, how can we loosen our grasp on concepts which will inevitably change, and in turn, we turn our attention inward toward the only thing that is eternal, the only thing that is eternal in our life, and that is our awareness, our consciousness, our source, our soul, our spirit, our love, our unconditional love. That never changes. Yeah. So I hope this, this little invitation has given you some food for thought this week. And as always, as I say, tread with compassion, tread with love. Do not be hard on yourself. And let me know how you get on. I invite you to have a really good day, and I'll join you real soon. Lots of love.